What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm J-Lag, and I'm here with
NB.
And we are here. We out here doing Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3,
called The Queen's Justice.
The Queen's Justice.
The Queen.
We just finished watching it.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Oh,
so much happened. So first and foremost, I was so happy that they started off with the scene that they did.
Right.
At Dragonstone, because I watched a sneak preview and I was like, they better not, because at the end, it was like at the end of the sneak preview. I just don't
think they have time. They don't have time to waste anymore. They can't like drag a scene on. They can't like leave it to the end of the episode. No. Like it's starting off with Khalessi and Jon. Like, let's get right into it.
Don't waste no time. So yeah, it starts. So we're just going to start it off. Yeah, it starts off in Dragonstone. And Jon arrives and he's greeted by Tyrion.
The longest like arrival ever.
Yeah, like hey. They're
like, hey, let's go on this walk to the top. We'll take like the whole scene.
They have like a full conversation.
Let's do this. I'm like, get there.
It was really, really nice to see, like, I will say that it was really nice to see Jon and Tyrion kind of like reunite after all these years. They even said like there was a lot of like battle wounds and scars that have happened along the way. So it was really nice to have that like reconnection after like they departed from the wall.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. He has like a little quick conversation. He's like, how's Sansa doing? I heard she's like alive and well. And he's like, yeah, she's good. And he's like, does she miss me? So it was like really like funny, cute. Cute little like witty conversation.
He's like, we didn't consummate the marriage.
Yeah. And he's like,
and Jon's like, okay, I didn't ask.
But he's like, but I really didn't do anything.
He's like, cool.
Yeah. So then he says something very interesting. And the reason why I'm just like putting this down is because I feel like it's pretty like integral to the story. So Tyrion's like, I'm glad that you're here, but like, you know, like Starks don't usually do.
Yeah, they never come like the South or like...
They don't fare very well when they come to the South. And Jon says something very like obvious, like we need to hear this. And he says, good thing I'm not a Stark. And right at that moment, Drogon like flies...
literally as he's saying Stark.
He's like Drogon flies right into the scene and like flies over his head. Like how like
he's like, hey fam.
What a coincidence. It was so crazy to see it. And it's also the first time that like both
they've seen dragons.
Yeah, like Jon sees him, like Davos is with him, so he sees him too. And like they see the three dragons, like, oh shit, this is like for real. Yeah. Like this is gonna happen.
Like these things are real.
And also like he's not a fucking Stark. He's not a Stark.
Yeah.
So it's like so anyway. Then it cuts to the red woman just like lurking.
Yeah, it was so extra. I forgot about that.
So she's like kind of like,
she looks so Debbie. She's like, Yeah, she's like, and then Varys is like, hey girl, like come on, like we have a guest coming through. It's Jon Snow. She's like, oh no. She's like, I can't be here for this. Yeah. She's like, my job was to like reunite like the ice and fire. Yeah. And I've done that, and like now I gotta like go.
Yeah.
And then they had like a weird moment in Varys and her because like, she was like, he's like, you better not come back here because like you would get killed. She's like, don't worry, I will be back. She's like, and I will die here. He's like, true. Like I don't understand like what she was trying to say.
She's like, you're gonna die here too. Like
she's like, just like you, I'm gonna die here. And he's like, okay. I was like, okay. I was like, what? Great. I don't understand. Why are you coming back to die? I don't get it.
I'll see you later.
It was so mysterious. I was like, okay, girl, bye.
Okay, bye.
So she dips.
She's gone. Yeah, she dips before she even says anything to Jon. And then it cuts to like the moment we've all been waiting for.
Finally.
The doors open and Jon sees Khaleesi sitting on the throne. She's introduced by Missandei.
Her freaking 20-minute title.
A 20-minute title. It was like Queen of the
Breaking her chains.
Like so long. And then there was obviously like that comical moment where like Sir Davos like introduces him and he's like, this is Jon Snow. He's
like the King of the North.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much it. And then there's like it like shit goes off the chain. Like Khaleesi's like,
it was like a hold your breath scene, like a good 15 minutes. Like I was not breathing. I was like,
the entire time I was like,
first of all, Khaleesi came off so aggressive. Yeah. Like way too aggressive. Like this guy's like,
this is her. This is her.
Yeah, it's her.
This is her dragon.
And he was just like, he's like, girl, chill. Like your dad was crazy too, though. Like why am I gonna trust you? Yeah. And basically, she was saying how she's like, my father was like the rightful heir. Like this is our kingdom. We're gonna take over. And because I'm his daughter, like I have, like it's my duty. But at the same time, you know, just because I'm his daughter doesn't mean that I'm crazy as him.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to rule, like, in a, like, chill way.
Yeah.
And he said the exact same thing. He was like, just because, like, you know, my father, and I'm doing quotations because, like, we all know, like, that's not his real dad.
Yeah.
He's like, my father bowed down to your dad, but just because he did that doesn't mean I have to for you.
Yeah.
Like, it works both ways, right?
Exactly.
Like, I can, you know, carve my own path or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't kneeling because she was waiting for him to kneel.
And she was getting pissed.
She was getting pissed. She was like,
really
she's like, who's this man that you brought to me? She's like, I thought he was, like, cooler. And Tyrion's like, yeah, I know, he's cool, trust me.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like, he was like glitching out. He's like trying to like give Jon a look, like, come on, man, don't fuck this up for me, man.
Yeah.
And he, like, Jon's just like, no, listen, I need your help.
Yeah.
But I'm not bending my knee. But he was being really like resistant too. It was
for sure,
honestly, MB,
because it's one moment, right? Like, as soon as he bends his knee, it's changing everything. So he has to be careful. Like,
yeah. And like there in the beginning, there was that whole conversation where she was like, you're not the king.
Yeah.
And if you're the king, then you're like rebelling against me.
Yeah.
Like, you can bend the knee and be the warden of the North, but like you can't be more than that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't give no fucks about this shit because and he
kept like changing the combo. Like, every time she was like, you're gonna bend the knee, he's like, okay, but wait, so there's a war with like the zombies, and like, and she's like, no, but like, okay, but like, I'm trying to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
He's like, but do you understand that like there's not going to be anyone alive like when they come through?
Yeah. He wasn't getting through to her, obviously.
They're just at different like, you know, points. Like,
what I love seeing though was like this really cool, their cool dynamic was like they're both very, very strong, like type A's, like this is their way. They only see one way. Her goal is to get onto the throne. His goal is to kill the White Walkers. So like you already instantly see this like dunch, like no one wants to move, no one wants to budge, and it was really, really cool to see that like very like passionate almost like like this like frustration between the two of them. Yeah. The fact that neither were like
her
moving.
Her speech was amazing.
It's like an Aquarius and a Leo.
She was like, I have faith in myself. Like, I didn't have faith in anybody else or anything. I had faith in myself. And then like he flipped it too. Like he's like, I had faith in like the people, I guess, or whatever. What he was saying, he was like, all the lords of the North have faith in me, so I can't let them down.
Exactly.
And so as that conversation kept going, like you can see them sort of like warming up to each other a little bit, and sort of like admiring each other in that way too. So you're like, okay, it's getting somewhere. And then like just then, like Varys comes through and he's like whispering in her ear. And then like she gets like upset. She's like, okay, like go, like take a break right now. She's like, I need to like.
She's like, you go to your room and like, we'll give you food.
And
he's like, am I your prisoner? And she's like, not yet.
But
what did you think of that whole entire exchange?
It was good. I liked it.
Like, do you feel
I think I wanted that initial, like, when they saw each other, more of like a holy cow, like, you know what I mean, like a physical almost like thing. When they see each other, they're like, holy, who's that? But that didn't really, I didn't really feel that. It was just more like, hey, like, bow down to me right now.
But the growth and like the connection that they're making as this episode goes on,
like for sure by the end I was like
stronger and stronger, and I'm like, holy shit, it's like accelerating your breath right now. Like, holy, like it's really, really getting up. I will say MVP of that particular scene was like, to me, like Davos like killed it. He's such a good speaker. I keep forgetting that he's like really good at like persuading people. Like he's just as good as Tyrion in many ways.
He's smart, right? Yeah, it's true. Like Tyrion and him were like at the same. He had like Jon's back the entire time. Stannis always had him with him. Like
it's true.
So Davos's character was always like beside Stannis, and even though he was like the Onion Knight, like he didn't come from like a rich family. Like Stannis still like saw like thing in him. Like he was a wise man and like whatever, strong, I guess.
That's true.
So like he's still like he's a decent guy.
He's like a sick person.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to see. So back to Khaleesi finding out about the ship. So she finds out that
so Varys is like, your ships are like all gone. And the Greyjoys are like
dead. Greyjoys are dead, and
the Dornish people are dead.
Exactly.
Holy,
she's like,
so much
oh shit.
And
then it cuts real quick to Theon getting pulled out of the water. Because I guess we have to know that he like got rescued and
by his own people.
And they're like, where the fuck is Yara? And he's like, Chigon. And he's like,
I tried to save her, and the guy's like, obviously you didn't try, because then you wouldn't be here. Which is so dead. True.
Exactly. And he's like, well,
he's like, true.
And so, I mean, I guess they at least have him. So I'm gonna stop it right here real quick. Where are they going with Theon?
I have no idea. I don't care. I don't like it. Like if he had died last week, I would have been totally okay with the storyline. I mean, I really hope that at some point he's gonna redeem himself. But I felt like we said that like in season 2. And like he hasn't.
It would have been really good. You're right. I think it would have been really good if he died trying to save Yara and failed. Because then it would have been like, wow, he finally put himself before
that's what I'm
anybody
saying.
else.
And like, we're already in season 7. Like, how much more Theon can we get at this point? Like, how much more do you want from Theon's story?
How many more times does he need to redeem himself? Like, come back and
I'm
like
kind of
fail,
over it. Yeah, exactly. Like,
like
that was his moment. Try, and then like, if you died, you die. Like, that was it.
Like, now I'm just waiting for him to like reach King's Landing in some magical way.
Yeah.
And either killing his uncle or like saving Yara or both. Like, I guess that could happen still, but I don't know how the fuck that's going to happen.
It's just a really big reach, though.
It's just such a reach, and I'm just like, how are you guys going to do this in one season? Yeah. And like, right now, I'm not backing Theon, because Theon's just like waste character for me right now. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Theon. I just need to like get that out of the way. Yeah. So now we cut to King's Landing. Speaking of Theon and Yara and the Sand Snakes are being pulled by Euron through the streets of
like,
King's Landing.
Up.
And he's like, yes, they're calling for like a Greyjoy name. Like, I'm so down for this. And yeah, they're like spitting on like the girls and whatever. And he like rolls up like on his horse right through the freaking like gates. And he's like, hey Cersei, like, here's your gift. What I got for you. And he like drops down like the Sand Snake woman and like his daughter and her daughter. And she's like, you have become a very good adversary. And like, all this other shit.
Yeah, he was like, you're my wife now, right? We're gonna get married, right? She's like, just wait.
Wait. Her like outfit was on point though, by the way. Yeah. Like, their like costume design is pretty on point. Yeah.
So but anyway, he was basically like, now can we get married? She's like, no, like, you're gonna have to wait till the war's like won.
After the war.
He's
and
like,
then
true.
And then he like throws some like shady, like lame,
like dirty shade at Jaime.
To Jaime being like, how does she like it? She like a finger up her butt. Like, that's literally what he said to her.
So ridiculous.
And like Jaime's like about to glitch out, and he's like, no, I'll talk to you later. And then he leaves, and so he's like all like good and whatever. And then Cersei's like, sweet, I'm gonna go and have. Oh, and then she's gonna go talk to like those bitches.
Yeah, so she takes the dorm people downstairs into the prison. She's like, cool, this is like your torturous like ending now. Yeah. She basically like gives the poison to like the daughter. Yeah. And then she's gonna make like the mom like watch her daughter like slowly die.
So I fully booked this like from the get-go. Yeah. I was like, her lips are on fire. Yeah. Literally on
like
fire.
Shining.
They were shiny, they were pink, and like I like nudged NB while we were watching. I'm like, why are her lips like like highlighter pink? It was
extra pink too.
They were like they're like, her lip gloss was popping, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then of course she kisses her. Yeah. And then it's like they honestly did some special effects on her lips. Like it's almost like they wanted you to show that like there was something on her lips, because then when she wiped it off, it was like different. A different color. It's almost like they forgot to give her like lipstick.
No, because I think it was lipstick and gloss too.
Oh, but
like, because the color changed. Yeah, it was like back to normal.
It just kind of looked like CGI though. It didn't look like actual.
Oh,
like,
you mean like it was like fake like effects?
Yeah, I don't feel like they did a good job. Like, it's almost like they forgot to put lipstick on her. Oh. Because like, why would you choose that ugly ass color? First of all, it was like so obvious. Anyway, whatever. I'm just like nitpicky now. But anyway, she's like, what's a great way to like suffer than like stay down here. Like, watch your daughter basically get poisoned to death, just like you, like, just like my daughter died, and like watch her ashes like fall into like nothing, and like you're just gonna live out your days like in this dungeon cell. Yeah. So it's really like, it was a pretty tragic scene because like at the very end, like she walks out, like she does, like Cersei's like boss ass woman.
I hated the Sand Snakes anyways. That's what I mean. Like, it's been such a long journey.
Yeah.
Especially for them. I'm like, I really don't care. I never really cared about you guys.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
Like, cool. Like, Cersei's kind of right. Like, you didn't have to kill her daughter. Like, when your man went to fight, it's because he chose to fight. Yeah. And ain't nobody made him fight that huge guy. So, like, that was his choice. Why are you going and killing her daughter? Yeah. Like, you know, like, she was kind of right. I was like, yeah, no, like, Cersei has a point. Yeah. Like, it's true. It's not like Cersei went and killed Oberyn. Like, he chose to do that battle.
She, like, looked at her and she was like, yeah, this is, like, half of this is your fault because you were so angry at me. Like, sorry about it.
Yeah.
Like, just
so
get
anyways,
over it.
It was just, like, whatever. Yeah. So now anyway, it's that,
So that's done, and then, like, ends off with them, like, trying to, like, hug each other, and they're, like, both chained across the wall. It was, like, kind of a cool cinematic shot. Yeah. Then it cuts to Cersei like wanted to have sex with Jaime.
Yeah, she was like turned up.
She was like, I'm so powerful right now. I want to like fuck you.
Yeah.
So and then he was like, no, I don't want this. And then she was like,
she still got him. Yeah.
She's like, I'm the man now.
Yeah. And then it was crazy because like the next morning, like someone comes to their door.
Yeah.
And he's obviously still in her bed.
And he's the one that's like, don't get up.
Like he was like, don't answer your phone.
He's so emasculated. Like
you could feel it in that whole sequence with her.
Energy.
It was crazy. Yeah. And then like they come to the door and he's like, don't open the door, like they're gonna see us together in bed. She's like, I don't care. She's like, I'm queen now, ain't nobody gonna tell me like that I can't sleep with my brother. I'm like, true. Nobody's gonna make fun of you, girl.
That's so true. So yeah,
so she did.
Like, some random
girl, and she was like, yeah. She's like,
oh yeah, and then
change the
she's like,
sheets.
Yeah, she's like, change the sheets. Like the guys are here. Oh, what's it called? The bank. The Iron Bank. Oh yeah, the
Iron Bank. Yeah.
So the guys from Bravos are there. So then they're like, yo, we want our money back. And
then
like
Cersei, you guys owe us a lot of money.
Yeah, and then Cersei's basically like, are you gonna put all your trust into like some like random woman?
She convinced them. Like
she did.
Like this whole episode was like her taking, like, it's crazy because you think Khaleesi can come over with 3 dragons and own everything, but that's not how it's going down
like,
right now.
Fact that
like right now, it's not looking good for Khaleesi.
Yeah, in like 2 episodes flat, she's like turned everything around.
It's like
so
Monopoly.
Fast.
It's like things just happen like so quickly, and then like you're bankrupt and like you're giving away all your properties. But but like the guy from the bank, he was like, you're your father's daughter. You're I was like, okay, we get it. Like she's smart. Like
she's different.
So anyway, she basically convinces him. She's like, I still have like a sick army. I'm gonna kill Khalid, like the Daenerys, and like let me like pay you back. Don't worry. Like, I'm gonna give you the money back.
Wait a fortnight and you'll get your money back.
I'm curious to see what happens when you don't pay the Iron Bank back. Because we've heard of it before happening to Stannis a couple of seasons ago. But like, what happens when you can't pay them back? Like, do they come for you? Like,
I guess
what
you
happens?
can't like get like money is huge in wars, right? Like sending supplies, buying.
So they can't get
food.
more money.
Yeah, like imagine like basically your war is over because you can't feed.
Well, that's what happened
to
Robert too. Robert didn't have any money left. Remember, they were like all starving the people in the town.
Exactly.
So
it's like the same kind of idea. Like money's super important. So. Anyway, so she's like, don't worry, I got you. And then you kind of find out why she's got him.
Yeah.
Because like she like figures that shit out at the end. So it cuts back to Dragonstone. Thankfully, we got a second Dragonstone scene. Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning of the episode, you were like, when we cut to the next shot.
I was like, don't let it be over.
Yeah, you were like, please don't tell me that that's like all we get to see this episode. And I was like, I know, I hope so. I hope not. So Jon Snow is like up on his hill and he's so sad because no one's gonna believe him. He's like, no.
And you know what's funny? Like he did sound crazy. Like seeing him in the setting of like the north and the winter and like the winter's coming, like you believe it because you're seeing it like visually and you're hearing it, like, you know. But when you're seeing him like on this like this like cliffside like mansion, I'm like, you do sound crazy though. Like you're insane. Like the Night King is coming and like winter is coming, like. He did sound crazy to me too, totally. So like it was kind of hard to believe him.
Yeah,
and then so Tyrion like comes through, and he's like you understand, like it's pretty like hard to believe that like there's like White Walkers coming for like us. Like you sound crazy. Yeah, like you have to understand that she's gonna think the same thing, and like you can't ask her to just like pick up her whole army and like go to you. Like she hasn't even seen them yet. Like
and
she
doesn't
even know what they look
just
like.
Met you,
and she just met you.
She's like, you can't think that that's like such a crazy thing for me to do.
And he's like, yeah, true,
like,
whatever, true. And then but Tyrion's like, but I still want to help you. Like I believe what you're saying, like I believe you. He's like, so let me like figure it out, like what can she do for you still that's like easier, I guess. And then he's like, dragon glass, which is kind of why he even came there in the first place just too. Like
ask for dragon glass in the first place. That's it. So he asks Tyrion asks on behalf of Jon Daenerys for like the dragon glass, and she's like, why does he need this? And he's like, I don't know. He says something about like the White Walkers being able to like die from it or whatever. Like at this point, he's still like, I mean, he hasn't seen the White Walkers yet, so he's just like, whatever, just like give it to him. It's not a big deal. And she's like, okay, fine, whatever.
He's like, just like have the ally, give him that. We don't even need that. He's like, you don't even know that you like had it under you.
Yeah, he said something really cute. At one point, they had like this really cute banter where he was like, a wise man once told me that like, you have to like just like trust in people and whatever. And she was like, did you just make that shit up? And he's like, no, I would never do that to you.
She's like, okay.
He's like, okay. She like booked him. And
there's something really interesting about Tyrion, Khaleesi, and Jon.
Mm-hmm. The lion, like, the dragon.
More and more, like I'm seeing them as like a 3, like a triangle. Yeah. And I know like Davos is there for Jon, but it doesn't feel the same. I feel like there's something with Tyrion and Khaleesi and Jon.
I can see that for sure. And so he basically said like, okay, so at one point in time, and it happened like in the first scene where Davos is about to say something, and he's like Jon like died.
He said it kind of
He's like he almost died. He even like gave his life or whatever.
He even took a stab to the heart or something.
Right. And so during this...
And then as he was going to keep talking and say, like, he came back to life, kind of.
Yeah,
John's like, don't. Yeah, like, he gave him that look.
Speak.
Yeah.
And so then... Khaleesi in this particular scene again when she's talking to Tyrion, she's like, didn't he say something about like didn't Davos say something about like a knife to the heart or whatever? And then Tyrion just kind of brushed it off. He was like, well, you know, they're bored up there, like they're like, let them have like their stories. And so which begged the question is, why didn't the Red Woman say anything? Why don't you think she said anything to Daenerys?
I don't know, I just feel like
that's a huge thing to like
maybe it would cause her to be more skeptical of them. Maybe she think that they're doing like something evil, like with like the witch powers. Fair. I don't know. I just feel like you probably wouldn't say that to like a queen that you just met
and a stranger. Yeah.
That's really
true.
Powerful.
Exactly.
Because what if she feels threatened by you? Right? She's like, "What? You can come back to life? You're dead," or like something. You know what I mean?
That's a very good point.
Like it's a pretty big.
Yeah. I get that. Okay.
And I think for Melisandre, like honestly, like that was probably her clutch moment because I was like, wow, like you actually like held on to a secret and like you did something good.
Like you couldn't.
Yeah, like she came through. She's like, I'm gonna introduce Jon Snow and Khaleesi.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say everything though.
Yeah,
which was smart. I agree with what she did.
And yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
And so then it cuts to Khaleesi and Jon kind of like watching the sunset fall, like go down.
Yeah, sunset moment. You're like, oh my god, they're gonna fall in love.
I was like,
maybe.
It was
cute. It was really, very cute.
Yeah, and they were like,
this was the moment that like kind of all their like ego and shit was like kind of like stripped away and like and they just like what
they're just watching. They're kind of just like watching the dragons and they're just like watching the sunset. It was actually like low-key romantic. And
she looked at him differently.
Yeah.
See, that's what I meant. Like that first initial thing when they saw each other, I kind of wanted that. But this time she looked at him differently.
Right. So it's almost like what I was saying with like how the fact that they were like butting heads because neither of them wanted to move. But after that conversation that she had with Tyrion, he was basically like, give him a chance.
Yeah, he might be your ally. He might be your
ally. Like he's a pretty sick guy. Yeah. Like whatever. And so she kind of takes his advice in that particular moment, and she talks to him like with a softer tone. Yeah. And he's obviously more receptive to it. Of course. Because even after his conversation, like to your point, Tyrion like really is like that key character who's able to bridge those two characters together. Yeah. Without him there, it would be a lot harder and probably take a lot longer for them to like really make that connection. Yeah. So he had his conversation with Jon, he had his conversation with Daenerys. Now they're back together and like now they can have like a real conversation. She's
like,
with each
I'm gonna give you your dragon glass and like I will like even supply you like resources, like people that can do it for you.
He turned
he's like,
for him.
He's like, thanks.
And he like didn't ask for anything else. He was just like, okay, thanks, bye. Yeah. Like that was it. Yeah. And then he said something else to her at the very end. She's like, get to
work, Jon Snow.
No, but like right before that, he said something.
What did he say?
Like she was just like, he like wanted to just like have an extra conversation with her, and then she was like, okay, you better get to work.
Yeah. He asked her, what's it like to be the last Targaryen or something?
Or he's like, so you single? Like I don't remember what he said.
Anyways.
But yeah, so then she like says like you better get to work.
She avoids the question. He asked her something.
Yeah.
And she avoids it.
Yeah. And then she's like, you better get to work. And I thought that was really cute. Like that was like, to me, a cute moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It reminded me of like his relationship that he had with the wildling girl. What was her name?
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Because like she's like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah. So like, it was almost like a throwback to her and like his kind of like attraction, like the attraction that he has to other women, and like I don't know, like it felt very like it could get there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like
maybe.
Like you better get to work.
Okay, I want to ask our fans right now because really, like I didn't think of Khaleesi and Jon as like a romantic thing at all for the last 6 years.
Right.
But like I can definitely see it happening.
Yeah.
I mean, until they find out that they're like they be fam.
Yeah, they're fam.
But also like even when they find out, like they have such an amazing, intense connection. Maybe. Yeah. That maybe that might not even like separate them.
I mean, I feel like it's already from the get go.
So you for sure think something's gonna happen.
100%. At this point in time,
our friends tweet us at recap_rewind. We want to know.
Yeah.
Do a poll.
I'm throwing out a poll right now.
Poll.
Yeah. I'm gonna put out a poll tonight.
Do it.
And you guys gotta let me know. We're gonna like see what happens by the end of the week. But I really want to know if you guys ship Jon and Khaleesi, or if this is a thing that we should be like getting behind.
Or is it more of like a cool, like we're fan, but like we're on the same side team. We don't get the world.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway,
cool.
We'll get back to that.
We can keep talking about them forever. Like honestly, that's the amazing thing. Like that scene is just so.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, so good. I'm so happy that this has happened. Like, you don't understand. I'm very, very excited that, like, this has begun. Episode 3. Anyway, okay, we come back to Winterfell.
Because we're halfway through the season. Take that in.
Yes.
Like, it's
oh
so
my
sad.
God. Yeah. Like, finish episode 7. So, we cut to Winterfell. And Sansa Littlefinger is
killing it though. Sansa's like murdering the game right now.
Yeah, she's like full out Beyonce.
They're like Sansa, what are we doing this? Sansa. She's like get it. Yeah, she has an answer for like everything. She's like food, armor.
Yeah,
like politics, like housewife problems. Like she's got it. You got it, Sansa. You got it. Like, don't worry.
Get a woman.
So she like does like her Olivia Pope like walk and talk, and then she gets to the end and like Littlefinger's sitting there. Like he's waiting for her, like he's there.
Yeah.
He's like, and he does spew some like good like lines.
Yeah.
He did. He was like, everything that's happening, you have to think like everything is happening at the same time, so that you're never caught off guard with anything.
But, okay, so I did not like that part at all. It really, really. You didn't like what he said. For sure, because she is currently in a very, very vulnerable space.
But you know he's going to say that.
I know that, but at the same time...
Like, you know he's going to get into her head.
I hate the fact that he can control... Yeah. Like, he can get into her head like that, because Sansa is so damaged at this point in time that anything that he, like, says to her could set her off and make her make a mistake.
I don't think she's damaged. I think it's, like, the opposite. I think she's on this high of, like, ruling right now.
Right. But I feel like if you're that high at all times... anybody can be a danger to you.
Yeah.
So like literally 5 seconds later, when they're like, Sansa, come to the front door, somebody's here, and lo and behold, Bran Stark shows up, like finally one of the freaking Stark siblings come through. There was a very emotional moment. I was like tearing the fuck. It was so
I thought I was gonna be I didn't know. I was like, Bran or Arya, oh my god, I'm gonna yak like right now. Like, who's it gonna be?
Yeah. But what I wanted to say about that whole moment was like the fact that it was juxtaposed right after Littlefinger was like, don't trust anybody. Anything that could happen right now, you have to see it as a potential threat. Right. I was like, nobody come right now. Like, none of the Starks come right now, because I got scared. I was like, she's going to think that everybody's a fucking weirdo. Everybody's like against her. Everybody. And like, that's the last thing Sansa Stark needs to hear.
Yeah.
Like when she's by herself in a very powerful position.
Yeah, but I feel like at the same time, you have to expect that he's going to try to put anything of what he thinks inside of her.
Yeah, but
and it's gonna happen.
I
feel like he's gonna be the fall of Sansa.
Well, 100%, but I don't want that to be her fall, because it's so unfair.
You gotta accept
I feel like it's so unfair. It's so unfair that Sansa has to fall to the like hands of another man, like telling her what to do. You know what I mean?
But that's always been Sansa.
It sucks. It makes
girl. It's always been Sansa. She be chasing that D.
It makes me so angry.
Like season 1, episode 1.
Okay, so back to Bran and Sansa reunion. What did you think? How did you feel?
It was so cute. Look, at the same time, super cute. But Sansa was always like the one sibling that like was never close with the other ones. Yeah. Like she was always like off to find like Joffrey.
Chasing boys. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's like seeing it super emotional, like amazing. But Bran's like, let's get to work. Like Bran was very like straight and cold.
Forget Bran. Bran was like saying, let's get to work. He was like freaking like basically comatose.
Yeah.
He was so like stoic and like like he couldn't speak to her like normally.
Yeah.
She looked at him as if he was like crazy, because he sounds crazy. He's like, I am the Thread Raven. Like she's like, okay, I don't know what that means.
She believed him.
I don't know, man. Like suddenly out of nowhere, your youngest brother comes out of nowhere.
But like, what's he gonna be? A fake like person?
But who fucking knows? Like he's like, she's been through some he obviously knows about her past, which is kind of fucked up. So that's kind of like where things kind of like unraveled for her. Mm-hmm. So like the entire time she's kind of sketched out, and she's like not really sure like where he's coming from, and she's trying to understand what he's saying, and then he's like,
I can't explain it. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Like, it's hard for me to like explain it to you. And then he was like, you looked really beautiful on that night. I'm really sorry all this shit happened to you.
Yeah.
And then
like, here at home.
He was like, here at home. He was like, it was beautiful that night. He was like, the snow was falling. He was like, you looked really beautiful. He's like, your dress looked beautiful. And then she like lost it. She's like, I need to go inside.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't deal with this. And so that further like put
See,
like some fear into me.
That's the thing with Sansa. Those memories and those relationships that she's had with her siblings always reminds her of who she was.
Yeah.
That like innocent little girl who was like so like protected.
Yeah.
She's not that person anymore.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I feel like with Arya we always thought that. that she's shed everything that she thought she was, and now she's a different person. I almost feel like it's going to be the opposite with those two sisters. Like Sansa's going to forget who she was because she can't remember who she was. Like,
wow, yeah,
you know what I mean? Where Arya's gonna have to like flip it, and she's gonna want to remember all those times with her siblings and her family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I felt like we were seeing one way, and I feel like it's gonna get like switched up.
It's gonna be flipped, 100%. She wants to run away from like what has happened to her. She wants to because that's Sansa. Forward.
Like she pretends to put this facade on. She pretends to like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she was always like that, but
like she can't face like what happened to her at Winterfell with Ramsay.
Yeah.
Like she like
and maybe this whole thing with Theon is like a very like relative like theme to explore more, is that like maybe you never get over that trauma.
This victim's trauma.
Right? Yeah. And maybe that's gonna happen to her, like it's gonna hit her or something and she can't get out of it.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I feel like at this point in time with Sansa's fate, I think that she's too damaged to like be like a leader that's like full time. I think that she's bound to make a mistake at some point in time.
Yeah, I think her way of leading is going to be very like skewed. Like it's not the right way.
Yeah, I mean, though she, like you said, she's like kind of killing it right now.
Currently.
But like you're right, like Bran's now like in the mix, and like she's kind of glitching out already. So we'll see what kind of happens after that. That's kind of where we end off Winterfell. Yeah. And now we cut to Old Town, and Jorah is cured. Congratulations,
as we like suspected. Yeah. And Sam, he's just like, I did this, but not really, because like when the Archmaester comes, he's like, oh, like you magically got healed.
Yeah, and
he's like, he's like, I just felt better. And then like he leaves, whatever. He's like, Sam, like we're gonna have a talk after.
Yeah.
And then Jorah's like, okay, like I'm off, like I'm gonna go see Khaleesi, like she's my girl, like thank you for saving me.
And then he shakes his hand.
Which was like now he's like healed.
Now he like is not contagious.
Which is really cute, yeah. And Sam was like, you know, your dad saved me so many times, so like I kind of felt like I owed him, whatever. I could do, yeah. And so like, they kind of like just part ways, and then Sam like goes off to like the Archmaester's office, like think he's gonna get like reamed out, like he's gonna get fired or whatever. And the Archmaester's like, yeah, you messed up, like you did this without asking me, like I told you specifically, like you can't do this thing.
Yeah.
He's like, but there have been like mandams that like have tried this treatment for years and centuries and have failed and even like died from it. Yeah. And he's like, you did it. So like, that's huge.
Yeah. Like how did you do it?
Yeah. He's like, I just read the instructions. Like I read the book.
It's like IKEA.
Yeah.
Just read the IKEA instructions. You can do it.
And then he's like, okay. He's like, go do this now. And he like give him another job.
Yeah. And he's like, did you think that you were going to just get like some like celebration? Yeah. He's like, you didn't get fired.
Yeah. You didn't get fired. Yeah. So just go do this
just like now. Go do this job. So he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's like down for that.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Dragonstone, and we get a little update about some other people and all the stuff that they want to do.
Yeah, so we get an update on the whole Unsullied Sitch attacking Casterly Rock.
Yeah.
And really cool sequence, really cool way that they did it.
Right.
So they did it sort of like Tyrion's sort of narrating how they're going to like go and like approach the castle.
Yeah.
And so they cut to that shot of the Unsullied charging at like these crazy high walls.
Right.
And obviously they're getting murked. Like they're getting like slaughtered outside those walls.
Yeah.
And then of course it cuts back to Tyrion. He's like, but of course, like that's why. Like I know better.
Yeah.
And all those times like my dad, like he gave me like the shit job to like build like the tunnels
literally like
under the
sewage,
castle. Yeah, like that was my job.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I built a tunnel for myself and like for like his whores.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I know exactly like how to get in there. And of course they cut back to the Unsullied scene, and now it's like the real scene, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like penetrating it from like the bottom, like
from inside.
Yeah. And then of course like they attack it, they capture it, they get it, like cool, like everything's cool, like Grey Worm's like cool, like we took it. And he's like, but wait, like they look over like the top like thing. Yeah. And he's like, this is not like everyone though. Like
he's like, where is everybody?
There has to be way more people.
Right.
And he looks over to the water and like all their ships are burned.
Euron's burning down their ships. So obviously there was some like extra plan. Yeah. And Khaleesi ain't no good at chess though.
No.
She just got dirked. Like Tyrion just got dirked with his plan.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even know yet. So that's even like
it's
worse.
Interesting because really at the root of it, it's Tyrion and Jaime as the commanders of these armies, right? So they're playing that chess game,
right?
Like face to face, like back to back, but like I don't know who's gonna win. It's it was really scary because I literally said, I'm like, yes, they won. I'm like, oh god, no. Mm-mm. And then you look and you're like, oh god, now they're trapped there. Like all their boats are like dead,
gone.
Khaleesi's like in trouble now.
She's in trouble now for sure. Yeah, all the armies
which
are
kind of makes sense. I get it because she started off a really high note.
Yeah,
she's obviously like not gonna like. You know, it's understandable. Like she's gonna have to come down a little bit. She's gonna have to come down, but like it's coming down a lot now.
Yeah, like she's losing a lot of stuff now. Right now, like at this point in time, having Jon show up at Dragonstone is like her only saving grace. Yeah. So even if she didn't know what was happening to the Unsullied, which she doesn't, she like has no choice but to help Winterfell. Right, that's what's probably gonna happen now. Yeah. So that happens, and then it cuts to Highgarden. Because then it kind of cuts to Grey Worm like taking his mask off, and he's like prodding at like the dying Lannister, and he's like, "Where's everybody else?" And then it cuts to basically the entire Lannister
Jamie's
fleet.
Whole crew, the rest of the fleet, the Tully crew now,
and they're lurking up on Highgarden, and then it shows Olenna, and she's kind of like looking outside. It was
a very fast like sequence.
Very fast.
It was like they see it, they get to the castle, they kill everyone, and then you see Jamie like going up like to the tower where like Olenna
is. So she like he beat everybody so quick, and then she has like her final
you know they're gonna give her a good scene, her last
best like scene. What a freaking character. I freaking love her.
She was a boss ass.
And so she had a really, really cool moment even with Jamie at the very end. He pours them 2 glasses of wine, and he just like...
And he explains it, right? He's like, everyone thought that we would like we knew this was going to be empty. They all went over there. We took our men from there. Yeah. Like they captured it, but like big deal. Like we can go and capture it now too, because like they're stranded there basically. Yeah. And he goes, now we got you. We got this land too, and you know.
Yeah, and he basically says, like, this is exactly what Robb Stark did to me, and that's how I got captured. Yeah. So he's like,
you learn from your, like, mistakes, I guess.
And then she kind of, like, comes back and she was like, I guess I'm too old to, like, learn anything from my mistakes anymore. Yeah. Because she's, like, done now. She's, like, defeated. And
she's like, I wish I could ask your dad, like, da-da-da-da. Yeah. She's like, I guess I'll get to ask him, like, soon anyways.
Yeah. And so she tried to, like, get in, like, an extra conversation with him about Cersei, and she's like, you know, she's fucking like, crazy. She's a monster.
Right? He goes, yeah, to some people though, like not to me.
So during the episode, you kind of like nudged me when like they were having the like wake up after sex moment, and you were like, but why after all this time?
Like how? Like he's grown so much. Yeah, we've seen him grow. He lost his hand. He changed. He's a changed man. He met Brienne. Like, how is this guy still like doing what he did before? Right.
And hearing his like kind of like half-assed explanation, like obviously he didn't tell everything to Olenna, but he basically says like he
justifies everything for her.
He justifies it. He's like the way he's like, you think that she's a monster now, but like wait until after.
Until we capture everything, like we have the kingdom and like everything's at peace, she'll be cool again. Yeah. And she's like, you sound like a fucking idiot. Like you're an idiot for believing that. Yeah. And she looked at him like pity. She was like, you poor thing. Like you really love her, eh? Like you're gonna be the end of it. Like,
and then he started getting really pissed.
Like, he got pissed because he was like, okay, hold on now you're like insulting me. Yeah. Because she was like, you're so blind. Like, but she'll be the end of you. Like she'll kill you. Probably.
Yeah, she's like, she's a disease. Yeah. I'm so sorry that I like helped spread that disease. Yes. But like you should also be like pretty upset about it because like you're helping her too. Yeah. And so
such a like amazing scene. You know she's gonna go out with a bang. Like you know it's gonna be like a really big moment.
Yeah,
and not that it's gonna shift, not that it's gonna change Jamie, but like to see it in his eyes. Yeah. And then, what does she say? She goes, "Okay, so like, how are you gonna kill me? You're gonna take me back to Cersei?" Yeah. And he was like, "No, like I spoke to her. He's like, we're gonna do it easy. Like we'll give you this thing." And he pulls out that little.
Sure enough, he like pulls out a vial of poison and pours it into her drink. And she's like, is it going to be painful? And he's like,
no. He's like, I made sure like it wasn't going to be painful.
And then she's like sick. She like chugs the wine. And then she has her final conversation. Oh my God, and I was like,
and I totally forgot.
This is my life.
You're like, she killed him. I'm like, true. She killed Joffrey. I don't even remember.
Like as soon as he pulled out the wine, I had already booked it. And I like whispered, I was like, oh my God, she's going to get poisoned. Yeah. Like that's going to be her death. But I was like, oh, what a romantic like way to die, because like that's how she killed Joffrey. But I totally forgot that like nobody knows that she fucking killed him.
Right.
So she uses her last freaking conversation alive.
She's like, how did she bring it up? Because she's like, am I going to turn red like he did or something?
She was basically, she was like, the way she painted it was, she was like, I really wouldn't want to go out the way your son died. She
was really bad.
She was like, eyes bloodshot, purple, like choking,
skin,
purple
clawing
skin.
Clawing at his neck. You poor dad, like you can't even do anything because like you're the king's guard. Like, you couldn't even like save your own son.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, huh? She's like, when I was planning to do it or whatever. And like, she kept talking about it.
She was basically like, I never like tried the poison. I didn't see how the poison was.
When they told me, she's like, I never saw how the poison worked. So I just trusted that I was gonna. And then his face is like, what the F? Like,
and then she's basically like
smirk city on her face.
And then she's like, make sure you tell Cersei.
She's like, I want you to tell Cersei that it was me or whatever.
Yeah, and then she like,
and everything is just everything is just registering in his head.
Yeah.
Like he's like, okay, oh my god, like it's not my brother who killed my son. Like it's her. It's been her this whole freaking time.
Yeah. So now it's like this whole thing.
And if they had known that, he wouldn't have let her go that easy.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't have, that's why she took it first.
100%.
She swallowed it, and that's it.
That's what she even said in the first place. Like, cause she could have died with that secret.
But but like, if she had told him...
Yeah.
Right? He could have taken her back to King's Landing. She would have been tortured.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's why she... Like, but that's what I mean. She wouldn't have said it if she...
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
She wouldn't even said it in the first place. She would have died with that secret if she had to.
Yeah.
You know? Because like
so
they didn't think that like she did anything other than like betray Cersei, right? So like the fact that she like
it was crazy.
Mic dropped at the very end. I was like, yes, Olenna for the freaking win, man.
And it's just so satisfying because as an audience, sometimes you don't want to know everything, but for her, we did know it all. We did know that it was her from that moment, from that next scene after that. But we knew it was her, and then like finding like just seeing Jaime's face was. Like worth
everything
like
and like
the wheels in his head, like he's an amazing actor, like it was just turning. He's like
oh my god,
and it hits him right, like it's very hard to hit these people, these Lannisters, like they're very like cold and like heartless,
but when it comes to the kids,
when it's like it was really messed up.
It's like it's just like amazing that they got Olenna Tyrell's character to go out the way she went out, like because she self-destructed anyway. She was like, I'm gonna die now, sure, fine, you guys win, but also I killed your son, bye. Like she like still had her last word, and like I fucking love that because this character has been like the best thing of this show in my opinion.
She was amazing.
She was so cool. So for her to go out the way she went, I'm like, bless up,
fan. Peace. We love you.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode. That's how it ends. What predictions, thoughts, anything like you want to talk about after?
I don't know. Like, I don't really know.
Okay, the one thing that I want to talk about is my Arya theory. I wrote it down from last week because I was like having this whole like thing in my head, and like I love to like predict things before they actually happen. So I wanted to know what like the fate of Sansa was. Like that was like my deep conversation to myself last week, and we had a few conversations about it too, and I kind of came up with the maybe this might happen situation. So I'm thinking Sansa's gonna die by Littlefinger's hands somehow. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I really feel like Littlefinger's got some shit up his sleeve, and it doesn't like put me past it, especially with this conversation that he had with her just now this episode. She's gonna die, and then Arya's gonna come through, and then kill Littlefinger. Yeah, like that's how that kind of like I agree. Train is gonna go.
I just want to know and understand how the hell Littlefinger's how he's gonna mess up that hard.
Like how he's going to get
kill
Arya.
How is he gonna try to kill Sansa?
How's he gonna kill Sansa? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. Like, and at this point in time, like now that Jon is gonna be mining the glass, he's gonna be staying at Dragonstone. I'm assuming. Is that what's gonna happen?
No. I don't think so. I think he's going to leave.
And then he's going to leave. And then he's going back to Winterfell.
Yeah. I feel like he might come back and forth. You know what I mean?
Right. Because then they've got to like mine that shit, make the weapons, and then go send them off to that area by the water, which is kind of the prediction of where the big
Who knows? Maybe he'll stay. Obviously, I want him to stay there.
I really feel like next episode, if like I see like a slow motion montage of him like in the cave, just like without a shirt like on, naked. And just like kind of breaking some mine stuff, I'd be like down for that. And like
Khaleesi,
she's kind of like
come through.
lurking on the side. I'm like, yes, come through. So that's kind of like what I see for them in the next little bit. What do you see in the next bit for anybody else?
The Sansa thing for sure. I feel like that's gonna happen. That's gonna be major. Khaleesi and Jon, want to see that. Everyone else right now is sort of like secondary.
Right.
Like I'm like, okay, like I don't really care about you guys, but I know it's gonna, like, Cersei's gonna come through so hard, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect, and I'm really cheesed that it's only 7 episodes this season.
I
It really
know.
sucks. But let's just see it.
Like,
let's just enjoy it.
Episode 3, episode 4, basically the middle of the season. So next week, this week, or the middle of the season.
I know.
And then we're going to the season finale, and then we're done for another freaking year.
I know, it's crazy. And next season only has 6 episodes.
No!
Like, what are you trying to do to us? Like, taking it one down each time? Like,
So
damn.
lame.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, so whatever.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. So
But yeah, guys, let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Do you think
What
that
you
I'm
guys
right?
wanna- like,
Do you
what
think
do you
that
guys
we're right
wanna-
about the Arya prediction? What she's gonna do when she's gonna freaking turn up
Next week, she will have to
Winterfell,
arrive.
like,
Next
where is
week,
she?
for sure.
Next week's episode is called
The Spoils of War.
The Spoils of War.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what that means.
So we know that there's going to be a really, really big scene with the White Walkers this season. A big war scene.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to happen like in episode 7 or like in 4, but we'll see what happens.
I definitely see that happening in episode 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And it's definitely gonna happen at that coastline where the redhead is.
Yeah.
Because he's like protecting it.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So hopefully that kind of like goes well for them because things are gonna go down. Once the White Walkers.
Don't forget with the whole Sansa thing, there's still Brienne in that whole mix.
True.
So it's not going to be as easy for Littlefinger to attack her. Like, she still has Brienne.
Yeah.
So just kind of.
But also, it would be hilarious if like Brienne's whole like life, every person that she protects like just dies.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like that
she's just not a good bodyguard.
Worst bodyguard ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know any more predictions from your side. Let us know what you guys think about the episode. Let us know what you think about us. And comment, like, share.
We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes Podcast.
Yep.
We're on Twitter at recap_rewind. So check us out.
Do it up.
And we'll be back next week.
All right. Peace and out.
Bye.
Bye.